Well, we've been on the road for about 4.5 hours. I sure hope that trailer battery is finally charged up. You know, what I'm about to tell you affects all of us who tow, and even people who have a camper on the back of their pickup truck, and it's keeping that house battery charged. Whether you have one battery, two batteries, four batteries, it doesn't matter. When we're driving, we depend on our car's alternator or a truck's alternator to charge that battery back there. And frankly, mine's been falling pretty short. It literally does take hours to charge my battery back up. I never take it down past 12.2 volts, but I can be on the road for hours before I'll finally bring it back up to 12.8 even. So I know I've got a problem, and I intend to remedy it, and this applies to all of you. Basically, there's four things we need to consider. We need to think about size of our alternator. We need to think about the grounds. You know, you've got your battery back there has got to be grounded. We need to think about how many batteries it is we're charging, and we need to think about the size of that wire, that positive lead that goes from your battery in your engine compartment all the way back to the battery in your trailer. Okay, let's get started. Well, the first thing you want to take into consideration is what size alternator do you have on your vehicle? Usually, if you get a tow package on your vehicle, your alternator is going to be at least 145 amps, 160 amps. A really big one would be like 250 amps. But think about it, even at 145 amps, that's way bigger than the average battery charger that you might buy to use in your garage. They're usually like 50 amps. So 145 amps is a lot. The problem is getting all that power back to your trailer. For example, let me show you something. This here is the negative battery cable coming up to my battery. Here's the positive over here and the negative here. And this is probably, with the shielding on it on the outside, it's probably a 1/2 inch in diameter. Well, look at this little number 10 wire here. Look at the size difference. You see that? Well, on number 10 is what's on this tow package that goes back to my trailer. It's a number 10 wire. And there's probably 25 feet of number 10 wire between this battery and my trailer battery. Not good. Now, I don't know what you have on your vehicle, how big the wire is on yours, but that certainly needs to be upgraded to a larger size. Another thing to take into consideration is, how many batteries are you charging? Now, so far on my little trailer, I've just got this one 100 amp hour battery. But within the next couple of months, there's going to be another 100 amp hour battery on this trailer. Some people have 3, 4 batteries. That's a lot. Obviously, the more batteries you have, the more amp hours that you're trying to replace, the longer it's going to take. You need to take that into consideration. So if you have a large system with more, with multiple batteries, then you better think about a bigger alternator on your car, and you better think about how long the drive time is to charge those batteries up. Another consideration is, how well are your batteries grounded? Now, you need to ground them very well with a nice fat ground and negative lead or ground cable to the frame of your trailer. If you have an aluminum frame trailer like I do, don't be putting any copper in contact with that frame or you'll put a hole in your frame. Make sure that there's a non-copper, like a stainless steel washer or something, between the copper lead on the battery cable and the aluminum frame of your trailer. But anyways, make sure your trailer battery is well grounded. And it grounds basically 3 ways. From the negative battery cable to the frame, and then it's got to get back to the car. So that would happen through your hitch. Make sure your ball hitch is always clean, and up inside the socket of your hitch is always clean. That's one connection between the battery and your battery system on your trailer and the charging system on your car. Your towing chains to some extent, but also through your trailer hitch wiring, that plug is a negative lead that goes back to your car's electrical system. And that's important to make sure that those pins are always really clean on that system. Those hitch pins, electrical pins, always get all dusty and dirty and corroded. You got to keep those clean. Well, what I got going today is, I mentioned running a fatter wire back to your trailer battery, and I did run a fatter wire from my battery on back, but I haven't hooked it up yet. And I'm hoping that solves my problem, because it does take hours of driving to charge that one battery. So obviously I've got a problem. Anyways, trying to fix it. Here's the wire that I ran, and to be honest with you, I don't remember if I ran a number 6 or a number 8, but this is the wire that I ran back to the trailer itself, and it goes through a 30 amp fuse right here. I'm going to disconnect that because I'm going to be working on this today, and I'll show you what happens at the back. But this isn't really a how-to, it's basically a what you need to do. On the trailer side of the equation, what I'm running is this number 4 battery cable, and that'll go from the battery on the trailer up to that plug at the hitch. All right, here's the other end. Now the kind of plug that I'm using is it's made for winches. It's a disconnect for winches. So I figured it ought to be heavy duty enough for this. I guess we'll see how this works. Okay, so in a nutshell, what I figured was that my alternator was fine, my grounding system on the trailer was fine, and my problem was that I just had too small a wire coming back here. So I replaced that with a bigger wire, and I went through those winch connectors into the trailer. So yes, now I have 2 wires that I have to hook up when I hook up my trailer, but one is dedicated strictly to the battery, and I should get plenty of current all the way back to charge that battery up. Well, Linda and I just got back from a weekend trip, and the battery cable worked perfectly. The battery's never been so well charged. So that was it. It worked. Anyways, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you around.